start it. I can start with stage reps. We'll just sort
Thank you, sweetheart.
bounce
All right.
around. All right.
We're recording.
Let's get weird. Okay. So we've got Act 1, Scene 1 of Titus Andronicus. Saturnus and Vespasianus, sons of the deceased emperor of Rome, challenge each other for the title of emperor. Titus Andronicus, general of the Roman forces, enters with captives from the recent war, along with his remaining sons, some living, some dead. Titus allows the eldest son of the captive queen of the Goths to be slain in retribution for his own son's death. Titus is then asked by his brother, the tribune Marcus, to stand as a candidate for emperor of Rome. Instead, Titus names Saturninus as emperor. Saturninus' first act as emperor is to choose Titus's daughter Lavinia as his bride. Titus willingly agrees. Bassianus claims that she is his own betrothed, and Titus's son and his brother Marcus help Bassianus carry her away. Titus is enraged and kills his son Mutius, who is abetting their escape. Saturninus again turns against Titus because of his family's actions and replaces Lavinia with Tamara, queen of the Goths, as his bride, exiting to marry her immediately. Titus is persuaded by his family to allow the body of Mutius to be placed in the family tomb. Saturninus returns with his new empress, Tamara, and Bassianus and Lavinia, now married, enter with Titus's family. Tamara publicly urges Saturninus to forgive Bassianus, Titus, and his family. Speaking privately to Saturninus, she explains that this forgiveness is only for show. Soon she will destroy all of them in revenge for the ritual sacrifice of her own son. Titus and the others believe they are forgiven, and Titus invites the emperor and empress to a hunt. Jesus. Okay, this is scene 1. Flourish. Enter the tribunes, including Marcus Andronicus and senators aloft. And then enter below Saturninus and his followers at one door, and Vespasianus and his followers at another door, with other Romans, drums, and trumpets.
Noble patricians, patrons of my right, defend the justice of my cause with arms. And countrymen, my loving followers, lead my successive title with the sword. I am the firstborn son that was the last, that wore the imperial diadem of Rome, and let my father's honor live in me, or wrong mine age with this indignity.
Romans, friends, followers, favorers of my right, if ever Bassianus, Caesar's son, were gracious in the eyes of royal Rome, keep then this passage to the Capitol, and suffer not dishonor to approach the imperial seat, to virtue consecrate, to justice, continence, and nobility, but let desert and pure elections shine, and Romans fight for freedom in your choice.
Princes that strive by factions and by friends, ambitions and ambitiously for rule and empery, know that the people of Rome, for whom we stand a special party, have by common voice in election for the Roman empery chosen Andronicus, surnamed Pius, for many good and great deserts to Rome. A nobler man, a braver warrior, lives not this day within the city walls. He by the Senate is excited home from weary wars against the barbarous Goths, that, with his sons, a terror to our foes, hath yoked a nation strong, trained up in arms. 10 years are spent since first he undertook this cause of Rome, and chastised with arms our enemy's pride. 5 times he hath returned bleeding to Rome, bearing his valiant sons in coffins from the field. And at this day to the monument of the Andronici done sacrifice of expiation, and slain the noblest prisoner of the Goths. And now, at last, laden with honor's spoils, returns the good Andronicus to Rome, renowned Titus, flourishing in arms. Let us entreat, by honor of his name, whom worthily you would have now succeed, and in the Capitol and Senate's right, whom you pretend to honor and adore, that you withdraw you and abate your strength, dismiss your followers, and, as suitors should, plead your deserts in peace and humbleness.
How fair the tribune speaks to calm my thoughts.
Marcus Andronicus, so I do affy in thy uprightness and integrity. And so I love and honor thee and thine, thy noble brother Titus and his sons, and her to whom my thoughts are humbled all, gracious Lavinia, Rome's rich ornament, that I will here dismiss my loving friends, and to my fortunes and the people's favor commit my cause in bounds to be waited.
Friends that have been thus forward in my right, I thank you all and here dismiss you all, and to the love and favor of my country, commit myself, my person, and the cause.
Saturninus' soldiers exit.
Rome, be as just and gracious unto me as I am confident and kind to thee. Open the gates and let me in.
Tribunes and me, a poor competitor.
Flourish, they exit to go up to the Senate House. The tribunes and senators exit from the upper stage. Enter a captain.
Romans, make way. The good Andronicus, patron of virtue, Rome's best champion, successful in the battles that he fights with honor and with fortune, is returned, from where he circumscribed with his sword and brought to yoke the enemies of Rome.
Sound drums and trumpets, and then enter two of Titus's sons, Lucius and Mutius, and then two men bearing a coffin covered with black, then two other sons, Martius and Quintus, then Titus Andronicus, and then Tamara, queen of the Goths, and her sons, Albarus, Chiron, and Demetrius, with Aaron the Moor, and others as many as can be, then set down the coffin, and Titus speaks.
Hail Rome, victorious in thy morning weeds. Lo, as the bark that hath discharged his fraud returns with precious lading to the bay, from whence at first she weighed her anchorage, cometh Andronicus, bound with laurel bows, to resalute his country with his tears of true joy for his return to Rome. Thou great defender of this capital, stand gracious to the right that we intend. Romans of 25 valiant sons, half of the number that King Priam had. Behold, the poor remains alive and dead. These that survive, let Rome reward with love. These that I bring unto their latest home with burial amongst their ancestors. Here, God hath given me leave to sheath my sword. Titus, unkind and careless of thine own, why sufferest thou thy sons unburied yet to hover on the dreadful shore of Styx? Make way to lay them by their brethren.
They open the tomb.
Here, greet in silence, as the dead I want, and sleep in peace, slain in your country's war. O sacred receptacle of my joys, sweet cell of virtue and nobility, how many sons hast thou of mine in store that thou wilt never render to me more?
Give us the proudest prisoner of the Goths, that we may hew his limbs and on a pile, ad manus fractum, suffice his flesh, before this earthly prison of their bones, that so the shadows be not unappeased, nor we distributed with prodigies of the earth.
I give him you, the noblest that survives, the eldest son of this distressed queen.
I apologize. Say, Roman brethren, gracious conqueror, victorious Titus, rue the tears I shed, a mother's tear in passion for her son. And if thy sons were ever dear to thee, oh, think my son to be as dear to me. Sophisticus, now Sufficeth not that we are brought to Rome. Beautify thy triumphs and return captive to thee and to thy Roman yoke. But must my sons be slaughtered in streets for valiant doings in their country's cause? Oh, if to fight for king and commonwealth, for pity in thine, it is in these.
She kneels.
Andronicus, stain not thy tomb with blood. Wilt thou draw near the nature of the gods? Draw near them then in being merciful. Sweet mercy is nobility, truth's badge. Thrice, noble Titus, spare my firstborn son.
Patient yourself, madam, and pardon me. These are their brethren whom your gods beheld, alive and dead, and for their brethren slain, religiously they ask a sacrifice. To this your son is marked, and die he must, to please their groaning shadows that are gone.
Away with him, and make a fire straight, and with our swords upon a pile of wood, let's hew his limbs till they be clean consumed. Exit Titus's sons with Alarbus, rising and speaking aside to her sons.
Oh, cruel Irregulus, pity.
Was never Scythia half so barbarous.
Oppose not Scythia to ambitious Rome. Larbus goes through wreck and we survive, to tremble under Titus' threatening look. Then, madam, stand resolved that hope will lull the self-same gods that armed the Queen of Troy. Am I cutting off? With the opportunity of sharp revenge upon the Thracian tyrant in his tent, may favor Pamora, the Queen of Goth. When Goth were Goth and Pamora was queen, to quit the bloody wrongs upon her foes.
Enter the sons of Andronicus again with bloody swords. See, Lord and Father, how we have performed our Roman rites. Alarbus's limbs are lopped, and entrails feed the sacrificing fire, whose smoke like incense doth perfume the sky. Remaineth naught but to inter our brethren, and with loud larums welcome them to Rome.
Let it be so, and let Andronicus make this his latest farewell through their souls.
Sound trumpets and lay the coffin in the tomb.
In peace and honor rest you here, my sons. Rome's readiest champions, repose you here in rest. Secure from worldly chances and mishaps. Here lurks no treason. Here no envy swells. Here grow no damned drugs. Here no storms, no noise, but silence and eternal sleep. In peace and honor rest you here, my sons.
Enter Lavinia.
In peace and honor live Lord Titus long. My noble lord and father, live in fame.
She kneels.
Lo, at this tomb my tributary tears I render for my brethren's obsequies. And at thy feet I kneel, with tears of joy shed on this earth for thy return to Rome. Oh, bless me here with thy victorious hand, whose fortunes Rome's best citizens applaud.
Kind Rome, that hast thou lovingly reserved the cordial of mine age to glad my heart. Lavinia, outlive thy father's days, and fame's eternal date for virtue's praised.
Lavinia rises. Enter Marcus Andronicus, carrying a white robe. Enter aloft Saturninus and Basanius, tribunes, senators, and guards.
Long live Lord Titus, my beloved brother, gracious triumpher in the eyes of Rome.
Thanks, gentle tribune, noble brother Marcus.
And welcome, nephews, from successful wars, that you that survive and you that sleep in fame. Fair lords, your fortunes are alike in all, that in your country's service drew your swords. But safer triumph is this funeral pomp that hath aspired to Solon's happiness, and triumphs over chance in honor's bed. Titus Andronicus, the people of Rome, whose friend in justice thou hast ever been, Send thee by me their tribune and their trust, this palliament of white and spotless hue, and name thee in election for the empire with these our late deceased emperor's sons. Be candidatus then, and put it on, and help to set a head on headless Rome.
A better head for her glorious body fits than his that shakes for age and feebleness. What? Should I don this robe and trouble you? Chosen with proclamations today. Tomorrow you'll uprule, resign my life, and set abroad new business for you all. Rome, I have been thy soldier 40 years and led my country's strength and successfully and buried 120 valiant sons, knighted in field, slain manfully in arms, in right and service of the noble country. Give me a staff of honor for mine age, but not a scepter to control the world. Upright he held it, lords, and held it last.
Titus, thou shalt obtain and ask the emperor.
Proud and ambitious tribune, canst thou tell?
Patience, Prince Saturninus.
Romans, do me right. Patrician, draw your swords and sheathe them now. Tell Saturnius, be Rome's emperor. Andronicus, if thou wert fit to help rather than rob me of the people's heart.
Proud Saturnine, interrupter of the good that noble-minded Titus means to thee.
Content thee, Prince. I will restore to thee the people's hearts and wean them from themselves.
Andronicus, I do not flatter thee, but honor thee, and will do till I die. My faction, if thou strengthen with thy friends, I will most thankful be, and thanks to men of noble minds is honorable meed.
People of Rome and people's tribune here, I ask your voices and your suffrages. Will you bestow them friendly on Andronicus?
To gratify the good Andronicus and congratulate his safe return to Rome, the people will accept whom he admits.
Tribunes, I thank you, and this suit I make, that you create our emperor's eldest son, Lord Saturnine, whom virtues will, I hope, reflect on Rome as titans raise on earth and ripen justice in this commonwealth. Then, if you will elect by my advice, crown him and say, long live our emperor.
With voices and applause of every sort, patricians and plebeians, we create Lord Saturnius, Rome's great emperor, and say, long live our emperor Saturnine.
A long flourish till Saturninus, Basanius, and guards come down.
Titus Andronicus, thy favor is done to us in our election this day. I give thee thanks in part of thy deserts, and will with deeds requite thy gentleness, and for an onset Titus to advance. Thy name and honorable family, Lavinia, will I make my empress, Rome's royal mistress, mistress of my heart, and in the sacred pantheon her espouse. Tell me, Andronicus, doth this motion please thee?
It doth, my worthy lord, and in this match I hold me highly honored of your grace. And here inside of Rome to Saturnine, king and commander of our commonwealth, the white world's emperor, do I consecrate my sword, my chariot, and my prisoners, presents well-worthy Rome's imperious lord. Receive them then, the tribute that I owe, mine honors and signs humble at thy feet.
Titus, father of my life, how proud I am of thee and of thy gifts. Rome shall record. And when I do forget the least of these unspeakable deserts, Romans, forget your fealty to me.
Now, madam, are you prisoner to an emperor, to him that for your honor and your state will use you nobly, and your followers?
Goodly lady, trust me, of the hue that I would choose, or I clear up, fair queen, that cloudy countenance, Thou chant war that wrought this change of cheer. Thou comest not to made a scorn in Rome. Princely shall be thy usage every way. Rest on my word, and let not discontent daunt on all your hopes. Madam, he comforts you. He comforts you, can make you greater than the Queen of Goths. Lavinia, you are not displeased with this.
Not I, my lord. Sith true nobility. Sith true nobility warrants these words in princely courtesy.
Lavinia. Romans, let us go. Randomless here we sit out. Proclaim, proclaim our honors, lords, with trump and drum.
Flourish, Saturninus and his guards exit with drums and trumpets. Tribunes and senators exit aloft.
Lord Titus, by your leave, this maid is mine.
How, sir, are you earnest then, my lord?
I, noble Titus, and resolved withal to do myself this reason and this right.
Basanius takes Lavinia by the arm.
Suum suique cue is our Roman justice. This prince in justice seizeth but his own.
And that he will and shall if Lucius live.
Traitors! Avaunt! Where is the emperor's guard?
Enter Saturninus and his guards.
Treason, my lord. Lavinia is surprised.
Surprised? By whom?
By him that justly may bear his betrothed from all the world away.
Brothers, help to convey her hence away, and with my sword I'll keep this door safe.
Basanius, Lavinia, Marcus, Lucius, Quintus, and Marcius exit.
Follow, my lord, and I'll soon bring her back.
Saturninus, Tamora, Demetrius, Chiron, Aaron, and guards exit.
My lord, you pass not here.
What, villain boy, barred me my way in Rome?
He stabs Mucius.
Help! Lucius! Help!
Mucius dies. Enter Lucius. My lord, you are unjust, and more than so, in wrongful quarrel you have slain your son.
Nor thou nor he are any sons of mine. My sons would never so dishonor me. Traitor, restore Lavinia to the emperor.
Enter aloft the emperor Saturninus with Tamora and her 2 sons, and Aaron the Moor. Dead, if you will, but not to be his wife. That's another's lawful promised love. He exits.
No, Titus, no, the emperor needs her not. Nor her, nor thee, nor any of thy stock. I'll trust by leisure him that mocks me once, thee never, nor thy treacherous, haughty sons, confederates all thus to dishonor me. Was none in Rome to make a stale but Saturnine? Well, Andronicus, agree these deeds with that proud brag of thine that saidst, I begged the empire at thy hands.
Oh, monstrous! What reproachful words are these?
But go thy ways. Go give that changing peace. Him that flourished for her with his sword. A valiant son-in-law thou shalt enjoy, one fit to bandy with thy lawless sons, to ruffle in the commonwealth of Rome.
These words are razors to my wounded heart.
And therefore, lovely Tamora, queen of Goths, that like the stately Phoebe, mongst her nymphs, dost overshine the gallant dames of Rome. If thou be pleased with this my sudden choice, behold, I chosen thee, Tamora, for my bride, and will create the Empress of Rome. Speak, Queen of Goths. Dost thou applaud my choice? And here I swear by all the Roman gods, Sith priests and holy water are so near, and tapers burn so bright, and everything in readiness for my Hymenaeus stand. I will not resolate the streets of Rome, or climb my palace, till from forth this place I lead espoused by my bride along with me. And here in sight of heaven to Rome I swear, if Saturnine advance the queen of Goths, he will, a handmaid, be to his desires, and loving nurse a mother to his youth. Ascend, fair queen, Pantheon, lords accompany your noble emperor and his lovely bride, sent by the heavens for Prince Saturnine, whose wisdom hath her fortune conquered. There shall be consummate or spousal rights.
All but Titus exit.
I am not bid to wait upon this bride. Titus, when wert thou wont to walk alone, dishonored thus and challenged of wrongs?
Enter Marcus and Titus's son, Lucius, Martius, and Quintus. Martius. I thought he was dead.
Oh, Titus, see what thou hast done. In a bad quarrel slain a virtuous son.
No, foolish tribune, no son of mine, nor thou, nor these confederates in the deed that have dishonored all of our family. Unworthy brother and unworthy sons.
But let us give him burial as becomes. Give Mutius burial with our brethren.
Traitors away. He rests not in this tomb. This monument 500 years hath stood, which I have sumptuously re-edified. Here none but soldiers and Rome's servitors repose in fame, none basely slain in brawls. Bury him where you can. He comes not here.
My lord, this is impiety in you. My nephew Mutius' deeds do plead for him. He must be buried with his brethren.
And shall or him we will accompany.
And shall? What villain was it spake that word?
He that would vouch it in any place but here.
What, would you bury him in my despite?
No, noble Titus, but entreat of thee to pardon Mutius and to bury him.
Marcus, even thou hast struck upon my crest, and with these boys mine honor thou hast wounded. My foes I do repute you everyone, so trouble me no more. Get you gone.
He is not with himself. Let us withdraw.
Not I, till Mutius' bones be buried.
The brother, Marcus, and the sons, Lucius Martius, not the other one that I said wrong, and Quintus kneel.
Brother, for in that name doth nature plead.
Father, and in that name doth nature speak.
Speak thou no more, if all the rest will speed.
Renowned Titus, more than half my soul.
Dear Father, soul and substance of us all.
Suffer thy brother Marcus to inter his noble nephew here in Virtue's nest, that died in honor and Lavinia's cause. Thou art a Roman, be not barbarous. The Greeks upon advice did bury Ajax that slew himself, and wise Laertes' son did graciously plead for his funerals. Let not young Mutius, then, that was thy joy, be barred his entrance here.
Rise, Marcus, rise.
They rise.
The dismal day is this that I saw, to be dishonored by my sons in Rome. Well, bury him, and bury me the next.
They put Mutius in the tomb. There lies thy bones, sweet Mutius, with thy friends, till we with trophies do adorn thy tomb. They all, except Titus, kneel and say, no man shed tears for noble Mutius. He lives in fame that died in virtue's cause. All but Marcus and Titus exit.
My lord, to step out of these dreary dumps, how comes it that the subtle queen of Goths is of a sudden thus advanced in Rome?
I know not, Marcus, but I know it is. Whether by device or no, the heavens can tell. Is she not then beholding to the man that brought her for this high good turn so far? Yes, and will nobly him remunerate.
Flourish. Enter the Emperor Saturninus, Tamora, and her 2 sons with Aaron the Moor. Drums and trumpets at one door. Enter at the other door Basanius with Lavinia, with Lucius, Martius, and Quintus, and others.
But Pausanias, you have played your prize. God give you joy, sir, of your gallant bride.
And you of yours, my lord. I say no more, nor wish no less, and so I take my leave.
Traitor, if Rome have or we have power, thou
Rape you it, my lord, to seize my own, my true betrothed, my wife, as of Rome possessed of that is mine. My lord, done as best I